The Salem Witch Trials, a dark chapter in American history. In 1692, in the small Puritan community of Salem Village in Massachusetts, a series of events unfolded that became one of the darkest chapters in American history. The Salem Witch Trials. It all began when two young girls, 9-year-old Betty Parris and her cousin, 11-year-old Abigail Williams, living in the household of Reverend Samuel Parris, began exhibiting bizarre behavior. They screamed uncontrollably, contorted their bodies into unnatural shapes, crawled on the ground, and barked like dogs. Doctors were baffled, and one concluded that their symptoms were caused by witchcraft, a diagnosis that played into the deeply religious community's belief in the devil's power. Under pressure to explain their behavior, the girls began accusing others in the village of tormenting them through witchcraft. The first to be accused were Tituba, an enslaved woman in the Parris household, Sarah Good, a destitute beggar, and Sarah Osborne, an elderly woman who rarely attended church. These women were seen as outsiders, making them easy targets. Tituba, likely under coercion, confessed to practicing witchcraft and claimed that other witches were in the village, fueling fears of a vast conspiracy. As hysteria spread, more girls began exhibiting similar symptoms, and accusations multiplied, often driven by personal grudges and social tensions. By the time formal trials began, more than 200 people had been accused, with many facing fabricated evidence such as the claims of the afflicted girls who testified to seeing the accused in spectral form. 19 people were hanged, and one man, Giles Corey, was crushed to death with heavy stones for refusing to plead. Countless others languished in jail under harsh conditions. As the hysteria escalated, skepticism grew, and by late 1692, the courts disbanded and prohibited the use of spectral evidence. In the years that followed, the community sought to reckon with the tragedy, declaring the trials unlawful and compensating the families of the victims. Historians have since debated the causes, suggesting explanations like mass hysteria, social tensions, or even ergot poisoning. But the Salem witch trials remain a haunting example of how fear and superstition can lead to devastating consequences.